to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
Hit the mic opinions with the snap. NYG22, yeah, that's the cap. Unpopular takes, but we cut no slack. Watch the views climb while we talk that smack.
It look like we running with DJ for another year, girl.
I think the Giants are going to get off to a fast start.
This channel for them high sports laws. Got the bass that hit like heavy doors. Unpop opinion sports where the talk roars.
Yo, what's good, man? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Welcome back to another edition of Heart of the City. We talking New York City area sports, man. It's me, your host, NYG22, with my main man, S God, man, aka TheMan-Cave, man. We in here in the city talking that NYC smack, man. But yo, what's good with you, Cave, man? Talk to the people, man. How you feeling tonight?
What's good, man? I'm feeling good, man. Watching this Liberty game, they look like they might be able to squeak it out tonight, man. And
Let's hope so.
Finish this thing. Yeah, I know. You know how it goes. Still some little time left, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully they could do it tonight, then move on. That'll be great, man. But other than that, man, I'm feeling good, man. Just ready for this game in a couple of days, you know, with the Cowboys. A big test for us, you know what I'm saying? So I'm ready for it.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. New York Giants, of course. We're gonna be talking Giants here. They got the Dallas Cowboys coming up Thursday night. Jets facing the Broncos. I'm interested in that matchup, man, because I want to see the Nathaniel Hackett, Sean Payton beef over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he was talking smack about Hackett and all that, you know. So it is what it is, man. But Jets looking pretty good. Of course, coming off that Thursday night win against the Patriots. Also got to get into the baseball, man. Both baseball teams looks like they're going to be heading to the playoffs. The Yankees have clinched. The Mets are on the verge of clinching. And it'd be a Subway Series. I don't know.
Yeah. What's good, Miz?
I don't know. But that and more, man, here tonight on Heart of the City. We still rocking and rolling. Coach won't be here tonight, but again, got Man-Cave here, man. My dog, my partner, man. We're gonna hold it down, man, for Coach tonight. So won't be no Coach's Corner, but I do hold it down for my bro. And you know how? Because we got eyes on the Liberty game right now. New York Liberty, man, in a fight right now with the Atlanta Dream. The score is 85-76, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So we will be keeping an eye on New York Liberty. Because remember, this is Heart of the City, y'all. The Liberty are the best basketball team in New York. Yes, I said it. Better than the Knicks and Nets.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. So that being said, man, appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Salute to the chat. Mizaroni, what's good with you, Miz, man? Appreciate you tapping in. What's up? Big Pat, what's good, man? Appreciate you tapping in. He says, running onto the football field, but listening to y'all, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you listening in while you out there refereeing. So make sure you call it down the middle, Miz. I don't want no silly penalties. I don't want to see you like that dude with the glasses that Pat's always talking about. The one that be called. He's
like, I got a lot of laundry on the field, throwing flags out there.
But salute to Miz, man. Miz is an official referee, man, for Little League football, man. So that's pretty cool, man. That's dope. I actually like that, man. It's a pretty dope gig.
He's jogging now. He's getting his exercise and he's finished.
Oh, okay.
Exercise, okay.
About to say, you better call it fair, Miz. I don't want you doing like they do the Giants out there. He farted on the field, 15-yard penalty. Like, come on, man.
Right.
It'd be crazy out there sometimes, man. But 86-78 Liberty, like I said, 103 left to go in the fourth quarter. So it looks like the Liberty can possibly hang on. Atlanta just misses a shot there. Passes it out. Another three, another miss, another rebound. Dang, she just bullied her.
Yeah,
All right. They're sticking in it. We will give you finals as this game concludes. But we're gonna get into the New York Football Giants starting up here on Heart of the City tonight, and then we're gonna get into the Jets and then the baseball. I'm kind of waiting for the baseball scores to kind of go final before we actually get into the baseball, because the Yankees can clinch tonight. So if they do clinch, that's going to be a big thing. Nets facing the Braves, which is their competition for that last wild card spot. So I want to hold off on the baseball, ladies and gentlemen. But let's get into the Giants. I know y'all want to talk Giants anyway. Let's get into these Giants. The Giants beat the Cleveland Browns. The Cowboys are up next Thursday night. It hasn't been good. It has not been good for the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys in recent seasons. The Giants have struggled. Dak is, I think, 12-1 as a starter versus the New York Giants. And, of course, we know Daniel Jones' struggles in primetime games. But here's why I would take the positive approach. Because, you know, man, I like to keep it fair. I like to look at both sides and kind of make my judgment off that. So I understand the negative side of the fan base, also the positive side of the fan base. But here's what I will say about Dallas. If the New York Giants and Brian Dable go and run the football Thursday night, stay committed to it. Don't get frustrated if you get a 3 and out. Stay committed to running that football and run it at Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence on the edge. If they do that, Man-Cave, the Giants will beat Dallas Thursday night.
Yep.
I guarantee you. If they don't, who knows what'll happen. But I'm telling you, if they stick to, because they don't want to guard it. And all it's going to take is one. Now, the thing that bothers me, and I hate to kind of be this type of person, but it always seems like the refs always negate good plays by the New York Giants. And if they start doing that shit in the Cowboys game and the Giants start getting frustrated and start, you know, basically getting down on themselves like they usually do, then that is going to hurt the Giants, and it's gonna hurt the Giants in that game. And I think the Giants will lose that game if that happens. But they have to stay committed to running the football. If they do that, they will win this football game. On defense, it's pretty easy. Same thing. Don't let them get, because their running game isn't good either. Don't let them get going with the running game and force Dak to beat you. If he beats you, good game. I highly doubt he'll do that. Yeah, the secondary is iffy, but CeeDee Lamb ain't going to beat you by itself. It's going to take that whole team. That offensive line is different. It ain't as good as it used to be. Still good. Don't get it twisted, but they're not as good as they used to be. But appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Shout out to G Nation Inside Sports. Appreciate you, Lou. Thanks for tapping in, bro. You guys know where the links are. I put them in your individual chats tonight because I don't want a long, drawn-out podcast. It's my personal preference. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. Nigga, I work 2-3 jobs and I do a whole lot of other shit on the side. I don't need 4 and 5 hour podcasts because people want to rant and rave and talk a bunch of shit. Hey, talk to me about these New York Giants still, man. What do they have to do on Thursday night to beat the Cowboys?
Thursday night, this game coming up for the Giants, a big game. Like I said, the first order of business, our defense. if we could play like the same way we played in Cleveland, we are going to come out with a victory. Because if we can nullify Dallas and stop them, their offense is the only thing that carries them. Because if they, I don't worry too much about their defense. This season, the defense is like in flux right now. So is the offensive line too. This is not the same offensive line. I know they got a rookie on there, Tyler Guyton. I see he gets a lot of penalties. He's the left tackle, so that could be right. That could be had right there. Of course they got Zach Martin, the Hall of Famer, and stuff like that. But other than that, them other guys, they should be able to cause havoc just like the way they did with the Cleveland Browns and stuff like that. So if we can cause havoc on the defensive side and get some turnovers and stuff like that, we will rattle the Cowboys and we should be able to win the game. But then again, like I'm just saying. But last year, you remember that rain fest? It's gonna be like that again. I heard that's what's gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of rain in New York on Thursday night. I was like, here we go again with this rain here again. And when there's a rain, that means there's not gonna be too many passing. It's gonna be a run game. So here we go again. It's gonna be one of those sloppy games. So. Oh man, I really wish it would have been like nice weather and stuff like that, because when it rains a lot, it's like it's going to be anything could happen, and if one team gets out in front, and that could be like.
But the rain should play to the Giants' advantage, man, because maybe it'll make Brian Daboll run the football. Maybe it'll make that dude get out of his own way and commit to running the football, man, because that's how you beat Dallas. Now they can't run up the middle. And they can't have turnovers, so the rain could play into that.
That's where the rain comes in with the turnover, with the balls being wet and slippery and losing it. And that's what happens, man.
And moving east to west, trying to run to the outside is more difficult in the rain than running up the middle, because it's slippery. You're trying to cut on a wet surface. So. Yeah,
you're right about that. And like I said, as far as like, with the offensive side of us, is like if we run the ball more, that'll be great, because that negates their pass rush, and now with Illuminor at the right tackle now, he should be able to help hopefully neutralize Lawrence, who's been causing havoc, because it's been what's his name on that side, Evan Neal's on one side, and then Andrew Thompson's on the other side. And last time we played, I think Andrew Thompson against Micah Parsons. Andrew Thompson was a little bit banged up, and Parsons had his way a little bit. He was talking a little stuff after that, playing against the best left tackle. But we'll see. What I'm saying? If them guys are healthy, I expect good things from the Giants, man. Like you said, we got to run the ball. We probably ain't gonna have no choice but to run the ball more if it's raining a lot. You know what I'm saying? So. That could be a good thing for us, what I'm saying? So it's going to be, expect a kind of a low-scoring game and stuff like that. And, and people can't take too much into it. If the offense, I don't even care if we win 17-13, 17-14, or whatever it is, a low scoring. As long as we win, that's all I care about, because really and truly, this is when we have to start sending a message and start getting out of that shadow of the Cowboys. We got to start winning games within our division to start sending a message. That's the main important thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And Iman, one more thing. You're right, Iman, about the kicker. We got to get that kicking thing resolved, man. We got to get a kicker or something like that. We're going to lose games because of the kicker. We got to get that resolved.
Yeah. Here's the thing, too, about the Cowboys-Giants matchup. Iman says, shout out to you, Iman. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Always one of my day ones, man. That's why you got a wrench in the chat, man. I definitely appreciate your support. Hit 32-8 against the division, Dak is. So, again, man, this Dallas Cowboys team has kind of owned this division in the regular season. So, this is not the same. I don't like, we say this every year about the Cowboys, but then they come in and they beat the hell out the Giants. And it's like you want to look for it to be different, or you want to look for some positive signs for where the Giants can get over this hump, this boogeyman in a way. But I don't know, Cave. It seems like the Giants always getting it. In 3 games this year, we've seen a pattern of them making mistakes, getting in their own way, and that's what happens when you have a young team. That's what happens when you don't have a veteran type of team, man, and you have a young team and you can't.
No, what's up?
What's the Mizaroni running?
Running
in the dark.
I'm running. I had to get my running. No, I just wanted to jump in real quick. I'm not gonna stay on that long. Yeah, there's a hurricane coming through Florida up to Tallahassee, not on the East Coast where I am, but the West Coast, Tampa, gonna cut through Georgia, up through Tennessee, and then hook into the Northeast. So I don't know if that's gonna be there for the game or not. It's gonna be close. But if it is, what I was gonna say is, I believe that's a monster advantage for the New York Giants, because if you get windswept rains for a football game, you're wiping out Dak and his passing game. And that makes the score lower. And I think the lower the score, that gives the Giants obviously a better chance of.
And I think the Giants have the better running game, to be honest with you.
The better running game, and right now might be the better trenches, actually, believe it or not.
Who
for the first time in like a decade, right?
Well, that's a good thing.
Nobody's thinking about that. I understand we don't have a power back, but we can mix up the crew.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things Dak has had his whole career is the trenches on both sides on his team, and that's why he's been able to go 32-8 in the division, because of the only other competition he has been the Eagles, because the Giants and the Commanders really haven't been playing too well, and so they've been getting a lot of their wins off of that. So these teams are going to start, they're starting to get better, so that should start alleviating that.
Right. So I just wanted to jump on because I couldn't get that through. I wanted to get those 2 points through. The weather might be a factor in the Northeast with this hurricane tropical storm. And if it does come in heavy, I believe that favors the Giants big time with their trenches. For the first time in years, is playing real good football, both lines. And Dallas, for the first time in years, don't have a power running game.
They don't. They have Dwaddle and Zeke. And Zeke, he's lost a step or two. And Dwaddle, I mean, he's okay, but he's not Tony Pollard. He doesn't give them what Tony Pollard gave them. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the passing game. So
and also
it's a different Cowboys game.
Also, they got a rookie center and Cooper Beebe. He's going to have to go up against Dexter Lawrence. So
one more point. I'm sorry. I know Man-Cave was talking about
go ahead.
I didn't want to forget. The Giants did sign a veteran kicker today. So I forgot his name, but they signed a veteran kicker that has experience with field goals. So we'll see. I guess we will see. But
see who that is.
Truth be told, is that the one place that we are vulnerable against Dallas is their passing game versus our secondary. And that's why I say if we could get a half a monsoon in for the game, it might be a blessing to the Giants.
I'll see where they sign a tight end.
Yeah, I ain't seen no kicker. I just seen a tight end because they're going back with Joseph again.
Maybe I saw a kicker today. On Twitter, I saw the Giants signed the veteran kicker. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I know I saw that.
Yeah, maybe they worked one out, but I don't see where they signed anyone.
You might be right. Maybe they're going with the kid, or whatever.
I'm looking on Giants Twitter now. I don't see anything. And this is from the beat
because that plays into the weather too. It could be a field goal game.
It could be, and if it's a field goal game, I'm telling you what the Giants got to do, man. This team makes me mad. Like, look, bro.
Go in, NYB. Go in right now. Go in
and beat them boys, man. Beat them. Fuck the excuses. The hell with the kicker. The hell with the cornerbacks that's out, that's not playing. Just go beat them, bro. They got injuries too. Just go beat them. Like, just beat them, bro. Like,
no. After 6 years, no more excuses. Come out of this game with a win. I don't care how ugly. I don't care if you win this game 6-3. I will be excited about it.
You know what I mean? Exactly, bro. Just go beat the Dallas Cowboys for once. Like, stop playing.
You say charity starts at home. Let's begin at home in the division.
Bro.
Protect your home field. The fans are going to be there, man. It's going to be loud. We're not winning I don't expect to win on Thanksgiving in Dallas. So go win this game.
You got to win this one. This is the one you got to win. You're right, Miz. They're not winning Thursday on Thanksgiving in Dallas. That very rarely happens. And especially with the Giants, because they're always at a disadvantage when they play Dallas, because Dallas is the darling team of the NFL. So they get a lot of favoritism. So, but it doesn't stop you from going out there and playing football and not giving up, not sulking and making stupid penalties, getting down on yourself and things like that. Look, this could be another Malik Neighbors type game.
Yeah,
Whenever the Giants go against the Cowboys, don't you notice the wide receivers make plays?
Yeah,
You want to know something, NYG? I don't think Neighbors is going to be able to repeat what he did last week because I think that defenses in the league are now going to really shift to his side. But, you got to start using other weapons. T.O., Robinson, Hyatt. You got to.
Yeah.
And they do. And you know what? I don't think it matters if they know Neighbors is going to get the ball. If Brian Daboll's a smart coach, he's going to – everybody in the league knows Justin Jefferson's going to get the football. Everybody in the league knows, CeeDee Lamb is going to get the football. A.J. Brown's going to get the football. You can't stop it. So that's the type of players we need. We need players to where, like on defense, offensive lines know Dexter Lawrence is a problem, and they try to double team him, and they can't stop it. So that's how our offense has to be. It can't be, if you shut this player down or if you bracket him, it's over. Like, no.
Right.
You gotta have an identity. But go ahead.
But yeah, well, I was going to say, like, I actually think the game in Dallas favors us in that game because, I mean, that's for speed. You actually play faster on indoors and on that surface out there anyway. We got more speed than they do on offense. So they could let them guys loose out there in Dallas. That'll work wonders, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, you got faster receivers than they got.
You talking about in Dallas?
Yeah, when we play Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Why I disagree with you, Caveman, because I'm going to tell you why. The Giants are young and inexperienced. Dallas is going through it right now. I'm expecting later in the year Dallas is going to have their shit together.
Yeah, I mean, but we going to have ours together too, though. That's what I'm saying. I mean, the only thing is going to be injuries. That's about it. But other than that, I mean, these guys will be more into it and stuff like that and buy more into it. And we'll see by, like I said, Thanksgiving time. But I'd rather play, like I said, on a dry surface than on a wet surface. So we're playing in the rain. That's what I'm saying. It favors us because right now, I mean, in that wet on Thursday, you're gonna have to keep the Ferraris in the garage because of the rain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Gotta bring out the running game.
Yeah, we see what the weather is. You never know.
And I don't. The Giants can't have a moral victory in this game. They gotta have an actual victory. Like I don't want people to say, well, it was close. They only lost 24-21. No,
right.
You still lost. So you have to find a way to beat this team. And to me, honestly, Brian Daboll, you are going against Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is a Super Bowl winning coach. Don't get it wrong. He's not a terrible coach, but he's not a good coach either. You should be able to beat this dramatically. And they don't have Dan Quinn over there. They got Mike Zimmer. So it's not like it's not like you're going against some mastermind defensive coordinator or something like that. Like you should be able to put up some points against this team. And the only way they won't do that, Miz, is if they get in their own way. If they have penalties, if they have fumbles on the goal line or on the kickoff or wherever have you, if they turn the ball over with interceptions, if they, call bad timeouts or whatever, man, it's gonna be one of those type of things. It's not gonna be the Giants. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be the Giants beating themselves more so than anything else.
But I think most of the time in the past games against the Cowboys is our line has been terrible. Now the line is finally serviceable right now, and that's what Dallas got a lot of their points on defense on us too and stuff like that. Causing havoc, getting sacks, getting turnovers. If our line is better than what it has been in the past, and they can't get in there to cause turnovers too much and do things, then that's going to play good. I mean, that play well for us because now we could be able to be right there with them. Not trailing too much or keep pace or, But in the past, it's just been our offensive line has been so terrible that they've been stopping us on 3 and outs and also getting turnovers. And that's what's been making the scores, get out of hand real quick, So Like I said, if we better than that, like offensive line is better, we can just like negate the turnovers and all that type of stuff. It'll be a much closer game and it'll give us a much better chance to win the game and stuff like that, because that's what we've been getting beat at in the trenches on both sides.
We have been getting beat in the trenches, man, but Dallas's offensive line isn't what it once was. But I mean, we watched those games with Dallas. They're not bad. They're still a pretty good offensive line. So the Giants can't go in here thinking, oh, well, you know, we got Burns and Thibodeau now, and they got rookies over there. So, you know, we should be able to dominate them. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Because as everybody says, coaching matters. I don't know who Dallas's offensive line coach or what they got going on there with the offensive line. Somebody told me they sent them to some type of school they got across the street. So but their offensive linemen are always well disciplined and have excellent technique. So you might be able to beat them with talent, but they're not gonna give up a ton of sacks. And that definitely gets the ball out quick enough to where he's not gonna sack himself, so to speak.
But you have to understand they have two rookies on their offensive line, so they are going to be they're inexperienced. Cooper Beebe and Tyler Guyton are both rookies, and the other guy is another tackle or whatever. But yeah, that line's going to be in flux. Like I said, we should be.
But can the Giants take advantage of that? That's my question.
That's what we need to do. But like I said, we play like the way we played to get in Cleveland with the blitzing and all that type of stuff. Doing that'll bode well for us. But we can't sit back and let Dak do whatever he wants to do.
I don't think you.
I mean, we could blitz here and there. I'm not to say blitz every single time. Not every single time. He's good against
Dak Prescott. He's just going to release the ball to CeeDee Lamb on quick slants and shit. And there's going to be a lot of open space in that backfield. And we know the Giants aren't very good tackling team. So,
problem is you're going to get a very, very focused Cowboys team now. They got the Giants. It's a division rival.
They got to win. They can't go 1-3. You think
they're coming in desperate animal, and we all know that's dangerous.
That's good.
That's my worry. You're not going to see the Cowboys from the last 2 weeks. Certainly, of course, it's our luck. You're going to get the fucking top-level Cowboy team. We're going to have to play an A game with no turnovers to win this game.
Like I said, if our defense dominate that game, I'm not worried about them on, you know what I'm saying? Our defense got to dominate in that game. Because, like I said, their strength is their offense. Their defense is not going to be their strength.
Do you have confidence in whoever's guarding CeeDee Lamb?
You saying CeeDee Lamb, but that's what I'm saying. That's where the guys up front is gonna make it matter. If they could get to Dak and get him off his spot, then CeeDee, you don't have time to throw to CeeDee. But I get you. They might just hurry and do some quick slants. Like I said, if I'm the Giants, I'm trying to put people in that spot.
A lot of quick stuff.
I'm trying to put people in that spot.
If they start seeing that offensive coverage that Shane Bourne likes to run, we talked about it with Pat Graham. They're going to be now. Brian Dable. Remember, this was the beef game with Brian Dable and Wink Martindale, because Brian Dable didn't want Wink Martindale to keep blitzing Dallas, because Dallas was eating that up. To your point earlier when you talking about the blitz, so maybe offense off is the way to beat Dallas. I don't think you can beat Philly like that, but you might be able to beat Dallas like that if you stop their running game.
Yeah, but the part of the reason why the blitz didn't work with Dallas in the past, because the offensive line was good. They don't have that same offensive line again. They got inexperienced offensive linemen. That's why I say it's going to work better against them this time around with the inexperienced offensive line with Cooper Beebe, Tyler Guyton on that line. Like I said, because Tyler Guyton gets a lot of penalties, man. So you're going to get in there. You got to get in there. Like I said, they're not as solid as the way they used to be. So I feel much better going against their line blitzing this time around than in the past when you had those all-pro guys up there. Now they're in flux right now, so we'll see. We'll see what they have.
And this could be a shit season for Dallas, just based on the fact that I think they're gonna be wanting to make a coaching change. So I think. If they do have a bad season, it will be reason for them to get rid of McCarthy, because at the end of the day, what else is stopping that team from winning? You got all the talent, so you should be able to at least get to a Super Bowl. At least you can't even do that. You can't even get to an NFC Championship game. So again, it's got to be something within the coaching that's messing them up. We all know it's really Jerry Jones, but Jerry Jones is not going to fire himself. So the only thing he can do for his team is get a coach in there that can provide some discipline, because you could tell the Cowboys are very undisciplined off the field. On the field, they're not bad, but off the field, they're very undisciplined. They talk too much. They say dumb shit. You know, they're always in the headlines. They're always, off the field stuff. They've been better with that, but it has happened in the past. So the Cowboys are always headlines off the field rather than on the field. So again, man, Giants got to beat this team. I'm sick of this.
Yeah, I know, man. Like I said, man, we'll see, because like I said, it's always been the trenches.
Brothers. I think
That's
this
it.
game comes down to the trenches all around, both teams.
Yep. And like I said, going into the season, I feel like we got a better D line than they got. You know what I'm saying? I know they got Parsons and what's name, but that's about it. And Lawrence, but their defensive tackles, Mazzy, Smith, and whoever the other guy is, you know what I'm saying, is all right. But like I said, if we do what we got to do, we put that pressure in there and make those guys give us some turnovers, get some sacks, and all that type of stuff, man. We good.
All right.
How about your man's Azeez Ojulari? Talking about the D line.
Wait, great.
Azeez Ojulari looked pretty good out there. Had a fumble recovery. Let's see. Yeah, he had 2 tackles,
Sack,
1 sack, and 2 quarterback hits. So he played pretty well out there in spot duty. What are you guys' thoughts on Azeez and this pass rush starting to come alive here a little bit?
And I think so that he should have had credit in another half a sack, but they didn't give it to him.
Total him. Let's see, Burns had 1 sack, Thibodeau half a sack, Azeez. So 2.5 sacks for the edge rushers in that game last week.
Right.
So yeah.
With Cave, I mean, with Azeez, I mean, that was the first game, like I said, in a long time that Azeez really like came to life. You know what I'm saying? Compared to last year, and I guess with the Shane Bowen was like kind of surprising with the more blitzing. I guess that kind of like sparked them. You know what I'm saying? So, and then that line they play against with Cleveland was kind of like a makeshift line too. Like I said, inexperienced there again, and that's why I feel like we could do the same thing with this Dallas line. They're not as good as they were in the past. So. Let's see what they have. That's what I'm saying. There's only one way: pressure, bust pipes. Get in there and put pressure on these guys. You got to get Dak uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
You also got to earn the right to rush the passer, and that requires stopping the run. Now,
exactly.
The Washington Commanders rushed for 35 times for 215 yards at 6.1 yards per clip.
I'm gonna jump back in the chat, NYG, and finish up this run. But I'll
okay. But
stuff,
in Cleveland, they only ran let's see, I think it was 18 times for 69 yards. Yep, 18 times for 69 yards, 3.8 yards per carry. So I'm gonna tell you what the Giants got to do. The Giants need to get at least a touchdown, maybe 10-point lead on the Cowboys and make the Cowboys one-dimensional. Now you're getting them off the running game. So now you don't have to worry about guarding the run, because teams that commit to running the football, they're going to beat the Giants, because I don't feel like this Giants run defense is where it should be at right now. What are your thoughts on the run defense, and do you think they can make the Cowboys one-dimensional in this football game?
Yeah, see, that's been the thing. That was my thing coming to the season. Not so much the what you call rushing the passer and stuff. It was more about the run defense.
Yes,
because like I said, the run defense. If you can stop the run, you're gonna get some sacks and things like that. So the first thing is the run. Make a team one-dimensional, because if you can't make them one-dimensional, it's going to be very hard. You're going to have a long day. So as far as the run defense, like I said, other than Dexter Lawrence, Roches, like I said, he has been, to me, he ain't been like what it was advertised, you know what I'm saying? So, like, they got to find somebody. I don't know if it's Jordan Riley, Chapman, whoever these other guys, but, whatever works in there. But we got to stop that run, and we got to stop taking Dex off the field on third downs and stuff like that. Keep them in there on third downs, because that's where that's where they running to get first downs when Dex go out the game and extend drives. I'm like, you got to keep the guy in there, bro, because he's like one of the guys who's going to stop them. Bring him up. Tyler Newman come up, to make some but like I said, we have to find that other guy that can stuff the run. And that's why, me personally, like in the draft, I wanted, what's the name from Texas, T'Vondre Sweat. I know some people say like he can't. I was like, I don't care about him sacking the quarterback. I just care about stopping the run, because I know you get your defensive tackles, if they can stop them runs, then that gets your edge rushers out there to really on the ends to really get to that quarterbacks. But if you can't stop that run, then it's a long day for your defense. And against Dallas, like I said, their run game ain't like the way it used to be. But we're going to have to see if, other than Dexter Lawrence, we're going to see if Roches and whoever, or DJ Davison, Jordan Riley, they could come in there and stop that, and make the Cowboys one-dimensional to try to throw the ball in the rain. But, going in this as far as the run defense, I don't feel good about the run defense like the way I thought at the start of the season that it was going to be, So that's one thing I think we got to shore up at some point during the season. I don't know how, because if it doesn't work, they can't stop the run. They're going to have to go get another guy who can stop the run.
Yeah, Riley and Davison got to step up. I did like the way Elijah Chapman played in that game, Man-Cave, but I don't know if he's that dude that's going to be, providing like that solid type run defense this early in his career. I do think he's a force on third downs, getting after the passer. Had 3 tackles, 2 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and a quarterback hit in that game last week. So definitely think Elijah Chapman can be a force for the Giants in time, but I'm with you. I don't have a lot of confidence in this run defense. But Dallas, to be honest with you, has not been a good running team. But I think they were saying earlier, I was listening to one of the radio shows, and they were like, Dallas, they're talking to the coaches and they want to start committing to running the football more. And what better team to do it than the New York Giants? So they're going to try to expose the Giants' run defense here. And I think that is one of the number one keys to this game, is shutting down that run defense. That run game for the Dallas Cowboys. Also, we talked about Dak Prescott. Let's talk about Daniel Jones here a little bit. But because the Cowboys have been in Daniel Jones's head, for basically his entire career. He can't beat them. He seems to play his worst games against Dallas. He plays good against Washington and Philly, I think, but he plays his worst games against Dallas, and I think Dallas is in his head a little bit.
Yeah.
So I want to see Daniel Jones come in to that Dallas game with confidence, coming off, a solid performance against Cleveland, a good defense. Coming to that game with some confidence, man, and show these fans that you're not just going to roll over and play dead, that you still are an NFL caliber quarterback, and that, you still are alive and you are the New York Giants quarterback. And I think this is a statement game for Daniel Jones. Like, if Daniel Jones can beat Dallas in this game, primetime Thursday night, short week, got a chance to get the team to 500. You have a chance to beat, what a lot of people consider a Super Bowl caliber team. So if you can do that, now we can start talking about this New York Giants team being a legit threat as far as being an NFC playoff playoffs is
Right.
concerned, man. So big game here for Daniel Jones. But how you feel about Daniel Jones coming into this game?
So coming to this game, man, I feel good. Like I said, I mean, I know everybody talk about Daniel Jones against the Cowboys throughout the since he's been in the league. I throw all that out the window because he's had the worst offensive line. He's had no protection in there and stuff like that. Dallas been feasting on the Giants' poor offensive line play on both sides of the ball. Like I said, this is the first year that he has a semblance of a all right, offensive lines. Like I said, so this is when I'm really going to start, evaluating him against Dallas because, like I said, you could beat up on some team if you always have a better personnel than they have and stuff like that. So people want to make it seem like they have an equal team his whole career, and that's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first time like he's gonna have an offensive line at least that should be able to hold up. With Andrew Thomas on one side and Illuminor doing a much better battle on the right side than Evan Neal ever gave him a chance, or whoever else was there on that right side, because that's what, like I said, that's where Lawrence been feasting. Whoever's been the right tackle, and they just been getting in there. But if you can hold them guys and neutralize them guys, I'm good on Daniel. With Daniel Jones, he'll do good. I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, I do think that it's going to be important for Daniel Jones to protect the football in this game because Dallas feasts off turnovers. And if you give them a short field, they're 9 times out of 10, they're going to score. So, yeah, I think that's one of my main concerns with Daniel Jones is protecting the football and not giving Dallas a short field. He's been pretty good. But, it just seems funky stuff happens with the Giants. So I need them to kind of be on their A game with that as far as protecting the football and really making sure Dallas doesn't get no easy opportunities, because that's where they're going to capitalize and get the lead that they want. And now they're going to be able to, rush the passer and feast off, turnovers and momentum as they do a lot. Shout out to Buckeye DK. Appreciate you. Born for Sports. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Thank you, man.
It's good, bro.
Jersey. Appreciate you, Iman. Ms. Everybody, Wnba Doodle. Appreciate you tapping in as well. Thank you, guys, for guys and girls, for your support. But so I mean, we kind of talked about it enough. What's your prediction in this game, man? Who you think gonna win?
Like I said, it's gonna be a low scoring game. It depends if it rains. Hopefully it don't rain, but low scoring game. But I see the Giants could win this game like 23-20 or something like that. If it rains, it could be like like I said, a 14-9 game, something like that. I don't know, man, something like that. But I could see the Giants finally trying to win this game because, like I said, at least on this side, the offensive line won't be as putrid as it has in the past, and our defensive line, I feel, is better than the Cowboys. So if we could if both our lines could come to play in this game, I'm good on it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because in the past, like I said, we always had to worry about our offensive line, and this is the first year that I really ain't worried too much about the offensive line and pass blocking or a little bit run blocking. Because, like I said, at least these guys are picking guys up and giving Daniel some time to throw the ball. This is the most time I've seen him had to throw the ball, even back in his days in college and all that stuff. So shout out to Carmen Brasillo, man. This guy just came in this year, but his unit is already playing much better. He's paying dividends for us already, you know what I'm saying? And regardless of what happened, I don't even care. Like I said, Dable and Shane is going to be here, but if they change, whatever, they need to keep this guy as an offensive line coach, man. He's made a huge difference, you know what I'm saying? Guys are able to pick up stunts, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we might lose a little battle here and there, but not as bad as like we were in the past, you know what I'm saying? So that's I gotta give a shout out to Carmen Brasillo. Like he's been that's been like the one part of our team. The offensive line has been played better than any part of our team through these first 3 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we'll give him a little criticism, but it's very little, compared to the rest of the team. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? So and these guys are just learning to play with each other like that. With JMS with these guys and stuff. So we got the makings of a good offensive line forming right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy with that. Now, if we could get some more younger guards or something like coming in the draft eventually to learn from these veterans, which that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? When you got good guys in front of you, you want to learn from those guys. Something that we didn't have in the past.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah, pretty much, man. But man, Thursday night, Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants.
Oh yeah, Born for Sports. Yeah, we got to talk about that too. That secondary. Shoot.
Yeah, that secondary is kind of iffy right now, but I think with the secondary, I think
Yeah.
I think what you have to do is you gotta focus because I mean they have Cook, okay, you know, Turpin can be dangerous, Tolbert can be dangerous, but it's not like they're like Darius Slayton types. They're like Isaiah Hodgins. They're not guys that you have to game plan for. So
Right.
again, it's CeeDee Lamb, and you got to watch the tight ends because the Giants always seem to, you know what I mean, have these issues with tight ends.
But in
You
that last
know,
game, Turpin did they used him a lot too in that last game. So I mean, he got some speed. So we got to watch out for him
yeah.
because he's their X factor. The guy that can, he got some speed and he can get downfield and or catch passes over the middle too. Like what's his name? So we got to watch him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Born for Sports, man. Definitely appreciate you tapping in. Giants, Strata Moon of Cleveland win. My only concern is Phillips and Adoree missing the game because they love to put Lamb in the slot. Now, Phillips and Adoree missing the game is a big problem, but you have to understand how to play defensively against Dallas. You got to be physical with them. You know what I'm saying? Get physical with CeeDee Lamb in that slot position. Like he's gonna make plays. He's a great receiver, but you can't make it easy for him. You know what I'm saying? You can't make it easy for Dallas. So, maybe they get a couple of incompletions, or maybe he drops a pass because he's looking for that hit to come because you've been, you know what I'm saying, real physical with him the whole game. But if not, if you just make it easy for these dudes, they're gonna run it up on you. I'm telling you. You got to be physical with Dallas. That's what they don't want. That's why teams like the Baltimore Ravens, the 49ers,
they run right
you
at
know
them.
what I'm saying? They come in there and they beat up on Dallas because Dallas is not a physical team. They're a finesse team. You know what I mean? So again, the Giants got to build a physical type team if they want to beat Dallas and some of these other teams in the NFC.
Yeah, but again, some physical safety with Tyler Nubin and Andrew and Drew Phillips, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're building that up.
defensively, they are getting physical, man. But again, that cornerback spot, the defensive coordinator has to match what the personnel is. Like Bowen's got to let Banks put hands on people. Pause.
That's what I was just about to say. They got to make him a press corner, get him up there, play him up on the line, make him get those against those top receivers to shake them off their routes and stuff like that. That's what you need to do. Don't be playing them 7 yards back or 10 yards back. That's not going to work.
Facts. And that's what you got to do with receivers like CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a speed guy. He's a route runner. He's going to route you up. He's going to beat you with speed. Get physical with him. That's how you neutralize those guys. You ain't going to shut them down. That's how you neutralize them. And if you can neutralize CeeDee Lamb and make Dak Prescott look to some of these other receivers, he's going to make mistakes.
Yeah, and then thing with Phillips, man, missing him if he ain't playing, man, he's one of our short tacklers because he ain't afraid to mix it up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, he's a physical corner or DB, whatever you want to call him, and stuff like that. We need those, guys who can make tackles, not miss tackles. We need more of those type of guys that can finish the plays off, and he could go and he won't be scared. He won't scared to go after Dak and try to sack him too. I mean, that guy puts his body in it, but he don't care.
Facts, man. That's it, man, though. But we're gonna wrap up the Giants convo for right now, man. Let's get into the New York Jets. The Jets set to face the Broncos Sunday. I don't know, man. I'm being a little sleazy with this one, but I want to see this Sean Payton, Nathaniel Hackett, you know what I mean? Smack talk. They've been kind of going at it, you know, a little bit here with the coaches of the Jets and the Broncos. But on the field, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, this a layup for y'all. The Broncos are they're not a good team right now. I think they're one of the worst teams in football, to be honest with you. But Bo Nix, I think their defense is good. I think their offense is about where the Giants' offense was last year. And that's crazy because Sean Payton, again, you bring in an offensive-minded coach, and everybody automatically thinks, hey, the offense is going to be good. No, this offense is terrible for the Broncos.
And they just beat the Bucks, though. They just beat the Bucks in Tampa. What was that, 26-7, I think?
Yeah.
They just surprised the Bucks.
26-7. But they're 1-2 coming into the game, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So, I think they did catch Tampa slipping. Now, if you're looking at this game, though, let me look at this game because I seen something funky in this game too. Because I know it wasn't the Broncos offense. Because the Broncos defense, I think, is like one of the best in the league right now, statistically.
And the Jets got some, which got Becton probably going to be out for this game. They offensive line is always the problem with the Jets this season.
So, if you're looking at the stats, they had a decent game offensively, but Baker Mayfield had a turnover. Bo Nix didn't throw any touchdowns. He had 216 yards, 25 for 36. So played an efficient game. Broncos gonna have to lean on the running game, and that's where I think they're gonna fail. I don't know if they can. Now they did a good job against Bucky Irvin and Ricard White for Tampa, but Braylon Allen and Breece Hall is two different animals, and that just offensive line I think is a lot more physical than Tampa's offensive line. Now I will say the Broncos offense did look better, so they're not complete shit, but I still don't think they're an offense that's gonna put up a lot of points against a decent defense, and the Jets defense is probably one of the better defenses in the league. Now, Aaron Rodgers hasn't played great. He hasn't played poorly either. What's your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers so far this season, Man-Cave, and his performance with the New York Jets? I'm gonna pull up the stats here in just a second, but talk to me here a little bit about
Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers has not been a problem for the Jets. I just think it's just been in the O-line, you know what I'm saying, as far as the pass block and things, like I said, with the injuries and stuff, because Breece Hall is having a good season. He's running the ball. Braylon Allen, you know what I'm saying? So it's just more of the offensive line with Aaron Rodgers. He's going to get them guys open. If Garrett Wilson is open, he's going to get him the ball. Lazard, things like that. I think Malachi Carley, I think he's out if I'm not mistaken. So that's one down. And I don't know about the dude from the Chargers, Mike Williams. I don't even know if he's really playing or if I don't know what's going on with him, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers, like I said, and they brought him here to do what he's supposed to be doing. That's what he's doing, man. These other guys got to step up, make their plays and stuff like that. And he still got it. It ain't like he loses anything. Aaron Rodgers is going to do his thing with accuracy with the passes and stuff like that. So it's more or less with them. It's just like the O-line. Like I said, their O-line is in flux because, like I said, guys are injured, and that's going to be the key thing for them this season is the offensive line because everybody know their defense. They got a good defense. The defensive line is good. So it's just up to the O-line. The O-line can stay intact, and these guys could really give them some protection on both sides, pass block and run block. he should be all right. The Jets should be all right.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers in 3 games, 58 out of 86, 67.4% completion, 625 yards, 7.3 yards per pass, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked 5 times, and has a quarterback rating of 103.1 and a QBR of 60.3. So he's having a pretty good season. I was definitely one skeptical of Mr. Aaron Rodgers. But I will say he's done his job. He's done pretty well for the New York Jets. Now, the Jets have to, let me look at the Jets schedule.
I think they just need more playmakers because at first, a couple of years ago, they had more pieces, but now they traded some of them guys away, let them go, or whatever. But so they really only got Garrett Wilson, whoever the tight end is. I don't know, is Rucker or
Well,
Conklin.
Rucker and Conklin, and they played well. So
yeah.
I
mean, they running back, is solid, with Brees Hall and Braylon Allen now. So,
So the Jets, if the Jets win this game, they'll be 3-1, which is a good start. And I think they need to get this one because Sunday, October 6th, they'll be playing Minnesota. This is a international game. I will be calling that game. This game is in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Is that London?
Yeah, that's London in England.
All right, so this game's in London. I will be on the call for that game, but Minnesota, obviously a very good team. Underrated, people thought. Then they play at home to Buffalo. Then they go to Pittsburgh, and then at New England, and then back home to Houston, and then at Arizona. So that's a pretty tough stretch there for the Jets. So I think they definitely need to get this victory here Sunday against the Broncos, because if they don't, might get a little funky. What you think, Cave?
Of course, man. These are the games that you got to win. These are the games that's on your schedule that you have to win because, like you said, they're going to get some tougher games, but this is the game they have to take advantage of. Is it a home game? I think it's a home game, right?
What?
The Broncos.
This is a home game for the Jets. Yeah, they got 3 in a row. Technically 3 in a row at home, but one of them's in London.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a game. This is a must win for them right now to go 3-1 because, like I said, you want to go in quarters, man. 4 games, quarters, and stuff like that. 3-1 is a great start for them, like I said, because if they go 2-2, that it gets tougher and stuff like that. Then that's when the pressure starts mounting because they haven't made the playoffs, I believe, in 13 years, and if they don't make the playoffs again, that'll be 14 years. And the thing with Aaron Rodgers is that every year that goes by, his window closes. You know what I'm saying? Because he's already 40, so they have to take advantage of the opportunity right now, especially if they got their health. They got Garrett Wilson in there. They got the Quentin Williams. All these guys are playing right now. You got to take advantage of the opportunity and stuff like that. So this is a must-win game for them and stuff like that. Not to say it's must-win, but it's like this is a game that's a winnable game that they should win and take advantage of.
He said, watch the Jets lay an egg. And it's very possible. You know what I'm saying? Sean Payton seemed pretty, dismissive, I guess, of Hackett and what he did with the Broncos. So I think there is a little bit of bad blood there between the coaching staffs. So yeah, you could see an upset here. I think if the Broncos really get the Jets backing up a little bit, because the Jets are they're gonna hover around the line of scrimmage and try to stop the Broncos' run game, force Bo Nix to beat them over the top. The corners are good with Sauce Gardner and Reed on the outside, so they're gonna force the Jets the Broncos to beat them through the air. So if you're the Broncos, you got to get them, you got to kind of get them backing up a little bit. And now, so I don't know, man. I don't think this is a good matchup for Denver. I think this definitely favors the Jets here, but the Jets got to go out there and win the game. Almighty Finesse, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Long time no see, bro, man. Thanks for tapping back in, man. We here, bro. Appreciate you, man, as always, bro.
Yeah, I mean the Broncos, yeah, and that run game is like, yeah, the Jets look like they're good against the run, so that might be a bad thing for them. You know, I know they got Cortland Sutton and who's the other one? Because I know they traded Judy and stuff like that. You know, they got DJ Chalk. I forgot they receivers or something like that.
The receivers, yeah, because it's thin. It's real thin out there, man.
Cortland Sutton, I know.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty rough for the Denver Broncos.
I mean, they just re-signed Patrick Surtain the
yeah,
second.
well, they got Josh Reynolds. They got Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton is definitely a solid receiver. Troy Franklin, who they drafted,
rookie out of Oregon.
Marvin Mims Jr. Another rookie. Greg Dolchich and Adam Trotman is the tight ends. We got Javonte Williams on my fantasy team doing absolutely nothing. And Jalen McLaughlin as the backup. So they're not. Their defense is good. John Franklin Myers. They got Pat Surtain, of course. Brandon Jones back there. Nick Bonito. So and Jonathan.
Yeah, the Jets.
So, I mean, they're not bad defense, but yeah.
The Jets should be the favorite at home, I believe, by a field goal or something.
They should be, but just got to win this game because after this game, it gets real serious.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. If they don't make the playoffs this year, man, Robert Saleh is going to be in trouble, man. He's going to be in trouble because they gave him the quarterback he needed. I know last year Aaron Rodgers is out for the year, but this year, if he's there all season and they still don't make the playoff, him and Douglas is like, hey, something's going to have to give, man, or they're going to run it back one more time. But I don't know. Got to make the playoffs this year, man.
I think they'll end up sliding in there. I think Aaron Rodgers is the type of dude that, like, he's about himself. So you got somebody like that. They're trying to prove their worth and trying to prove that they're not like other people. Because you got to think, if he goes to the Jets and he fails and he doesn't do anything, they're just gonna be like, oh, you were just like Favre. You know, like he's gonna have that narrative, the Brett Favre narrative.
And I could see them if they get desperate, if they feel like they need that one more piece of receiver. I could see them trading for Devontae Adams from the Raiders. I could see that happening.
Well, that's the rumor, and that's where a lot of people. But what are you gonna give up for Devontae Adams? And you got to think about this: teams in the NFL when they get championship happy, they don't think about their future, and they start selling off a lot of stuff for their future. And then when you don't hit on your gamble, and now you butt naked. You know what I'm saying? Now you asked out. So, if you trade picks you already traded picks for Rodgers. If you trade picks for Adams, and you start, moving in that direction where you just selling off future, going all in, as you say. Now you got to think about your future, because if you don't hit, if you get to the second round of the playoffs, so say if you just clonk out in the AFC Championship game against Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen or somebody, you're not going to be able to recover from that, because Aaron Rodgers is probably going to retire. You're going to be looking now for a rookie quarterback, but you're not going to have a high pick. So, because whenever Aaron Rodgers retires, if the Jets are anything like we think they are, they're going to be decent, and they're not going to have a high pick. So they're going to be looking. That's the main thing they're going to be looking for as soon as he retires as a quarterback. So, and you're not going to have that type of pick. So now if you're trading off assets, you're not even going to have any assets to go trade for the pick that you need to go get the quarterback.
Right.
because you have the pieces already in place, and then you got to start paying guys. Sauce, like all these other guys, they're gonna start getting paid.
Sauce Gardner, right?
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what happens when you go all in. You gotta be mindful of the future too when you're making some of these deals.
Like I said, with Aaron Rodgers, the Jets, when they got him, they got a 3-year window or something like that. So 1 year already went by with the injuries. The second year is right now, and if not the next year, that's about it, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, he probably could play a little bit longer, but it's like, hey, but after a while, it's like you said, they're gonna get desperate and start making more trades because they have a win now window. You know what I'm saying? If he's still around.
Yep, absolutely, man. So, we're gonna get into the Yankees and Mets real quick. The games are starting to wrap up. Mets lost 5-1. Atlanta Braves on a 3-game win streak, and let me update my little playoff predictor here. So because the Mets would have had a chance to clinch, I believe, if where's the Mets? Yeah. Wild card. All right. Yep. They are a half a game ahead of Arizona for the second wild card spot, but they own tiebreakers against the Diamondbacks and the Padres. Now, the Mets, tiebreaker versus Braves. Yeah. It says the Mets are still holding on to a wild card spot and hold an important tiebreaker advantage over two teams in competing for the wild card race. That was the Diamondbacks and Padres, but with the Mets and Braves fighting for a wild card spot, their final series this week could prove pivotal in who goes to the playoffs. Now the Mets lost, so again they could have, if they would have won 2 out of 3. They could have clinched a playoff berth.
Yep.
So they were not able to do that, and they lost this game tonight. So if you're the Mets, man, you gotta win this next game. At least you cannot get swept, because if you get swept, now you're talking about possibly losing a wild card spot and being out. So it's getting real sticky here for the Mets.
Cause they fighting with the what's that? The Padres and who else? Fighting with the Padres for that wild card spot, right? Yeah. And the Diamondbacks too.
Right. So that's the issue with the Mets right now. But again, they lost to they lost tonight to the Braves. So, and the Yankees just lost. That game just went final 5-3. Oh boy. All right. So real quick on the Mets. Let me give you
the Mets only got 5 more games left.
Yeah, exactly, man. They Luis Severino with the L. So
Severino
we'll
got
do
that
screen share.
Okay. Oh, and they got the 2 more with the Braves, and then Milwaukee's the last 3 games. So they on a roll. They on a roll for both of these series, Atlanta and Milwaukee, these last 5 games.
So again, Pete Alonso, no hits, a walk, strikeout. Marte, these are your heavy hitters right here. Nimmo, Marte, Alonso. I do know that about the Mets. Acuna, definitely playing well. He had a hit tonight, but I didn't watch the game, so can't give you a whole lot of analysis. But Luis Severino, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and a home run. 11-7 on the season, so he's not been bad. Ottavino, another ex-Yankee, gave up a walk and 1 inning played. So looks like the Mets struggle with hits. I mean, you only got 4 hits, 1 run. So Braves got 10 hits. Basically, your pitching let you down. Probably Severino here in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And you couldn't get any hitting going. And that's been the Mets' biggest issues. Like, the Mets and Yankees have always been like polar opposite teams. Like, the Mets always get decent pitching, and the Yankees always get pretty good hitting.
Right.
But that's it for the Mets. So let's go to the Yankees. What happened with these cats? So again, Smith's on the mound, 5-5 on the season, only 2.55 ERA, so pretty good actually. But gets the L tonight. Yankees can't hit. They had 7 hits, but the Yankees are a team, they can't hit with runners in scoring position. They don't capitalize with runners on scoring scoring position on base. So I have to see runners left in scoring. Only 2 runners left in scoring position, but it's usually more than that. Team right here, 3 for 7. That's it. Runners in scoring position, 3 for 7. So only 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. 6 left on base. Smith looked like he played decent, pitched decently, but Yankees not able to get no hits.
When it counts.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. And you at home and you needed this game. But again, they one game ain't gonna make the difference. They still just need one more win, but it's it's a little disappointing. But I think the Yankees are prime for the playoffs right now, because they've been playing better baseball as of late, and they've definitely gotten Judge and Soto going, and their pitching has pitched better. Cole, Smith, some of these guys have pitched. Cortez, they pitched better, not great, but better.
Yeah, we just gotta see how they perform in the playoffs, though. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing, the pitching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's it with the Yankees. But Cave, is there a possibility for a Subway Series this year? What if the Yankees and Mets got in? I don't know. The Mets just they get hot. The Yankees look like the Yankees, but maybe they're playing weaker competition this year, and they get to the World Series, and then the Mets are there. Who you think win?
I'm gonna stick with the New York Yankees. I'm always gonna be biased with the Yankees going to win, but I don't see that happening this year. Like I said, both teams have some solid pitching. Like I said, I could see it, but that's the problem. They don't have the solid pitching to navigate series and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's the only downfall. They got some hitters, but like I said, it's a tough road for the Mets in the National League, because you got the Dodgers and the Phillies, man, some good teams, even though the Mets did beat the Phillies. But when it comes to the playoffs, them teams pick it up. They pick up the pace, and so that's going to be kind of tough, though. The Phillies, the Dodgers, and Also, I mean, there's some other teams that's tough too for the Mets and stuff like that. But like I said, the whole thing is the pitching. Both teams are not a complete team, and that's what the problem is. You know, in the past, you could be like, oh yeah, this Yankees are a juggernaut, you know. But this year they're not so much of a juggernaut. They got some good, two good hitters. Really, Stanton comes back and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a third person they can kind of rely on. But like I said, the whole thing has been pitching. That's what's been the downfall of the Yankees, the pitching. They don't have a consistent pitching. That's the problem. And if they have leads, they don't have a closer to come in and shut the door. That's the problem. Because I don't see them lose games up three runs and 4 runs, and teams come back and win the game and stuff like that because their pitcher just implode. So they don't have a closer, and they really don't even have a setup man. They just doing like pitchers by committee.
Yeah, pretty much. I think their starting pitching is pitch better though. I mean, I like Gil. You got Rodon, Cole coming back. Smith is I don't know. He just don't get no run support for whatever reason. I mean, he's
right, and he's a good pitcher, right? He doesn't get the run support.
So, but I mean, I think they're okay. Now. Who are you worried about in the American League as far as the Yankees competition?
In the American League, of course you got the Guardians in there. Cleveland has been
Guardians.
I know it sounds funny, but the Guardians, because they do have, I believe they have one that pitcher, or Bieber. Bieber is one of the good pitchers in baseball.
Yeah.
Run up against that, that's going to be tough. And then, of course, you always got the Astros lingering around, but I think this year the Yankees have their number or something like that, so, but, then, hey, the Orioles still ain't finished yet because they can make it today.
I'm worried about.
Right. If the Orioles get in, right. If they get in, because obviously, yeah, they are going to, because they have 87 wins. The Royals.
Oh, they're getting in. It's just about whether they win the division or not. Yeah.
Right. Well, the Yankees
they hold the first wild card spot right now. It's them, the Tigers, Royals, Twins, Mariners, all in contention.
Yeah, like I said, there's only 5 games left between the Yankees. The Yankees just got to win one more game. They win the division, so the Orioles will get the wild card spot. Like I said, but that's a team. You really want to play too much is the Orioles. The Orioles and the Guardians are the 2 teams that'll probably give a little bit of problems. You know what I'm saying?
That's that would not be good, man.
Like I said, the Stros are there, but I think some reason Yankees got the Stros this year, man. So, but then again. The playoffs have been a different story though with the Stros in the playoffs, but I think I feel good going against them this time in the playoffs and stuff like that. But the Orioles will be the team that'll give you the most problems. The Orioles.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, like, if we gotta play the Orioles, that's cool. But they seem to have the Yankees number. So again, another win tonight. They are, I believe, 7-4 against the Yankees this year. So
yeah,
getting kind of hectic.
Yep.
But now our Liberty. Oh, Liberty.
The Liberty advance.
Liberty advance. The Liberty 91-82 over the Atlanta Dream. Let's take a look at the final stats. Let's get some tunes going here.
Big game by Sabrina.
You at Liberty? Just had cool. All right. Yeah, as you see, Sabrina Ionescu. Big game, huge game right now. Huge game tonight. 36 points. She had 3 steals, 9 assists. 7 for 7 from the free throw line, 5 for 11 from 3-point line, 12 or 23 overall from the field in 39 minutes. Dominating performance right here. My girl Jonquel Jones. I like her style. Let me put it like that. 13 rebounds. She added 20 points, 8 for 12 from the field. Hit a 3-pointer and went 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Definitely a dominating performance by Inescu and Jaquan Jones holding down the Liberty tonight. Breanna Stewart, not her best game, but she did chip in 13.6 rebounds, 6 for 16 from the field. So again, the top 3 players came to play tonight for the Liberty, and they defeat the Atlanta Dream and go on to the next round of the WNBA playoffs. Cave, any analysis on this game? I know you probably follow it a little more closely than I do.
Yeah. On this game, like I said, man, it was a great game for the Liberties. They had a struggle in this game too, because they was down in this game early, man. Very early, they was down in this game, man. So they fought back. And took control of this series. But like I said, Atlanta wasn't going without a fight. Atlanta, of course, this is the closeout game for them. So, of course, they're going to come out with some fire, with some passion. And that's exactly what they did, led by Alicia Gray, who was phenomenal in this game, with Ryan Howard and, Tina Charles also for the Dream. But in the end, the Liberty, in the second half, they put together the runs, get some stops that they needed. They pulled it out. Big win. Like I said, they eliminated the Dreams. Now they're waiting the winner of the Las Vegas Aces and the Seattle Storm. So hopefully their series can go like 3 games, give them a little bit of a rest. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, very proud of the Liberties. Like I said, they have the chance to bring home the title for New York sports.
Yes,
they
let's
have a high
go.
chance. You gotta say, let's
go.
This would be their first championship since being, one of the inaugural teams of the WNBA. Has been a long time coming, and hey, sometimes they say that the best, you save the best for last, man. So hopefully they could finally put it together and win a championship. And what would be even better, they go through the Aces to do it. The same team that eliminated them in the championship game.
Yeah, man. Liberty and Aces, man. I only got one thing to say about that one.
Wait.
Let's get it on them.
Yeah, you already know, man. So, yeah, man. Good job by the Liberty, man. One New York team that we can definitely depend on, hopefully, to bring home a chip here. Now, real quick, rapid fire. New York Knicks and the Nets, of course, getting ready here. When is the preseason starting? I know you got Knicks at night coming up, Cave. When is the preseason starting for the NBA?
Yeah, the preseason NBA schedule. Preseason starts. Just waiting for it to pop up. I would say sometime in October, but it'll be like about preseason starts actually October 4th. That's when the first preseason Boston at Denver.
Yeah, man. So Leaf, welcome to the show, bro. What's good with you, Leaf?
What's good, man? I pissed off. I had a day off, man. They told me they had low volume at Amazon. I was actually ready to work today. And now I got today and tomorrow off. I ain't got shit to do. And I totally forgot you had the joint tonight, man. The heart of the city, man. But appreciate you sending the invite, Cave. Shout out to Cave, man. And everything, man. What y'all done covered already so far, man?
We covered everything, man. We right in your neighborhood now. We talking NBA. So my thing is, okay, I'm gonna ask y'all this. I got a player that I'm looking for to take a leap on the Brooklyn Nets. I want to ask Cave this. What player on the New York Knicks are you looking forward to take the next step to help the Knicks this season in 2024-2025? Let's get it. Hit that like play.
That player, like I said, gonna be Deuce McBride, but also I think Jericho Sims, man. If he plays and they let him play, I want to see his development. I know the last couple of all seasons he's been hurt, so he has to been rehabbing and stuff like that. He couldn't work on his game. This year in the offseason, he got a chance to work on his game with Mike Bibby. You know, of course, everybody Mike Bibby, good shooter. So hopefully, I want to see what he learned, man. So those are the two. It would be Deuce. You know, Deuce came out. He had a little coming out party last year. So I want to see if Jericho Sims could take that next leap, man, because he'll be. That'll help us out greatly if he could take that next leap and start the season as a the center.
Now, Jericho Sims and Deuce McBride, two excellent choices. I do think Jericho Sims has not gotten his fair shake with the Knicks. Coach has talked about him a lot, and I respect and value Coach's opinion. So I think Jericho Sims, if they can develop him to be that solid backup to Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks have a problem solved, and they don't have to chase a trade to shore up that center position. With Deuce McBride, I agree with you, but I think you have a lot of depth at the guard position. But he is definitely one of the players that you're going to need, especially on the defensive end, to give Jalen Brunson a break. Now, with the Nets, Noah Clowney has been one of the players that I'm looking forward to taking the next step with the Brooklyn Nets. He has size, he has range from the three-point line, and he is a rangy defender, meaning he can cover space on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think Noah Clowney can take that next step. Also, I'm looking at a guy, and I'm going to do a video. Y'all look out for that. I'm working on it right now. Jalen Wilson. Jalen Wilson is somebody to watch out for the Brooklyn Nets. If he gets an opportunity, this kid can shoot. He is physical. He can play defense. I think he can give you exactly what Mikal Bridges gave you if given the opportunity on this team, because this team's not going to be in no playoff chase or anything like that. So there's no reason to hold these guys captive and not give them the minutes so they can showcase their opportunity. Jalen Wilson, I'm telling y'all, look out for him if he gets a shot. Leaf, talk to me, man. What you got for us on the Knicks and the Nets?
Well, in terms of the Knicks, I do agree. I personally, I think McBride is ahead of schedule. The way he played last year, like shit, you'd have thought he was going to be the lead backup, like for solidifiers, even no matter what the Knicks did as far as trades in terms of the guard position. So I think he solidified at that spot. Jericho Sims, I see a lot of like raw potential with him, but I don't really think. I think he's just playing right now. I don't think he necessarily knows like a lot of the nuances of being a center and man in the paint on his own. But he's definitely athletic. He definitely has some athletic upside. I want to see how good he could become a rebounder and a shot blocker and things of that nature, bro. That's going to be important. I think if the Knicks could move that needle with him, I think he'll get there. As far as the Nets go, everybody know how I feel about Noah Clowney. Noah Clowney basically saved us at the 4-man spot. He stretched the floor. He could do a lot of things defensively that when him and Claxton are out on the floor defensively, there's no issue. There's no issues. They both can switch inside and outside and chase and block shots and do a good job at covering the paint and covering the basket. They about the same tendencies defensively. Clax is just a little bit more better on the perimeter. I think that Clowney has the ability to recover, and I think Clax has the ability to stay in front of his man, and he don't have to worry about recovery. Now, in terms of Jalen Wilson, I think Jalen Wilson is where he is and I think he's going to continue to be a middle of the pack player. But he could definitely rebound. He could win the hustle plays. I think he could do a lot of those things. But the most important part of our team is going to be if Cam Thomas is going to become an elite combo guard. Is he's going to take the direction into elite combo guard status to where he's not just scoring the ball, but he's also doing a lot of things that we didn't think his game was going to be unlocked. Facilitating, rebounding, and doing things in the open court, making the easy reads, things of that nature. Claxton, I expect Claxton to lead a lot of fast breaks off of defensive rebounds because we're a fast team, and he's been able to unlock certain portions of his games. The faster he plays, the more better it is for him. If he slows down, I don't like it. I do not like that standing at the top of the key and wait for the play to develop shit. Do you think
Jalen Wilson can be a better version of Cam Johnson?
Yes. But only reason why I say that is because the Cam Johnson that I'm thinking about is the Cam Johnson that was about to ascend in Phoenix, not the one that's on the Nets right now. And the reason why I say that is because I thought he was getting a legitimate shot once they got the injuries over there, and he was starting to shoot the ball well, and he was starting to drive well. That injury was a setback for him. I think Jalen Wilson is a little bit more prepared to do the dirty work and do the little things on defense and on rebounding and on hustle plays. I think Cam Johnson was more of an offensive threat. I don't think that's necessarily Jalen Wilson's game. I think Jalen Wilson's going to do a little bit of everything, but I see him as a middle.
I think
he can score, but I think
his shot is just as smooth as Cam Johnson when I look at the tape.
It is
just as smooth
as Cam Johnson, but the thing is that Cam Johnson didn't have defensive responsibilities. I think naturally he's already a better hustle player than Cam Johnson. He's already a better effort player than Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson want to sit back and look pretty at the 3-point line since that injury. And I think what you got, I could tell about Jalen Wilson in the way that he calls that he gonna go out there and go after and go get his hands dirty. You know what I'm saying? But to me, he always still gonna be a middle of the pack NBA player. You know, I still see him as being a good glue guy, but I still see him as middle of the pack.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be a superstar. I just think he's a player that the Nets can keep around and that can develop into one of those, like you said, glue guys that you need on your team. Because gotta be honest, this Nets team is kind of starting from scratch, so we don't know who's long term and we don't know who's going to be here on the short term. You know what I'm saying?
And to put that out there, and while the Dorian Finney-Smith trade for Jarvis Walker is a real thing. We trying to get a third team involved, and it looked like we going full in on a youth. A lot of pieces is gonna fall all after this year. Obviously, BS, aka that's bullshit for anybody that don't know. $40 million given to his ass. Who else? Cam Johnson is probably the only person that's still on contract. The Pistons, one of them, they couldn't get him, so they got Toby instead. Schroeder got 1 year left, and so the veterans is going to be basically out the door, guaranteed after this year. So definitely, y'all got me talking good about the Knicks, man, which is embarrassing, man, bro, for me to come on this podcast, but it's what it is, man.
All right, Mets.
I'm just gonna say this.
Welcome. First of all, welcome to the show. Wipe your feet before you come in the door. And
Mets.
Appreciate you, man. You're doing an excellent job on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Thank you for joining the podcast. I want to talk to you about the basketball, but then before we end the show, I want to get your opinion on the Mets. But first, right now, just speak on the basketball and the Knicks and the Nets.
I'm going to be quiet. We should have gotten the center in the draft if we once Hartenstein through the coop. But no, we got more guards, more small forwards. Where's the logic in this, Leon? We need a center in case Mitch went down, and now we have to go back to playing a small 5 setup. There's no logic to this to me. I mean, I'm a creature of habit, a creature who wants things to be run extremely bureaucratically and put in little boxes of logic that I can understand them. The way the Knicks are structured doesn't have that to me. We need someone in the middle to go in with Mitch out for the better part of the next cup for the next few months. Debatably, it could be even longer because we know how slow he is in recovery rate.
That is true. But I will say one thing about it, Mets. Based on how y'all hustle and how y'all smaller players hustle, y'all haven't been playing bad with the small ball lineups. With Hart, running the floor, with DiVincenzo and a lot of people. Like, I'll give y'all credit for y'all. Y'all haven't been playing bad with the small ball lineups. However,
here's the thing. Can I trust Julius Randle to play bully ball from the 5? No. Can I trust Achua to be a reliable small 5? Yes and no. There are games where he can pull it off and a lot of games where he can't. Can you trust Sims to do that? F no.
Why don't they develop their players to do that? That's the thing about Tom Thibodeau.
And what I've called him out on for years. He's a godforsaken tin man. He never adapts.
That's true. That's been one of the biggest knocks on Tom Thibodeau. But I think he has been a coach to get the Knicks right. Now, again, if Jericho Sims or somebody already on the roster can develop into that player that can add and help Mitch Robinson at the center position, because it's you guys are putting too much eggs in one basket with Mitch Robinson. You know what I'm saying? And it's, again, I'm not a Knicks hater. I just love basketball, and I just love to break basketball down. And from a basketball standpoint, you need depth on the front court in the playoffs, especially in the playoffs, because that's when things get physical. That's when the refs start to swallow the whistle a little bit. Pause. So that's when you're gonna need to be physical, and that's when I told Cave and Coach last year about, or not last year, but last season, about Mitchell Robinson and how you guys were gonna miss him going up against Siakam and Turner in the front court with Indiana. So again, y'all have to shore that up. You got Boston, you got Milwaukee, you got teams that got size. You think about Brook Lopez and Giannis. You think about Horford and Porzingis over there with Boston. You know what I'm saying? And then Mobley and Allen with the Cavs.
And
I gotta
that's my
sort
biggest,
that up.
and that's what constantly reiterates my biggest character flaw that I take umbrage with Thibodeau. Always wanting to play from underneath, never choosing to develop the players he needs to develop, choosing to be a stagnant, rigid, and stale individual who commits himself to tunnel vision.
Absolutely, man.
If this is the season he finally gets fired, regardless if the Knicks make the playoffs or not, give me a coach who prides himself on adaptability.
But I think he is adapting though, because he's going to a small ball lineup this season, so he is adapting.
But I mean full-fledged adaptability, not just for the moment adaptability.
Jay, what's good, man? Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Shout out to This Is JTV, man. One of the homies, man. Big time Brooklyn Nets fan. Dope show, man. Definitely tap into him. With big fan Breezy over there with the Brooklyn Nets vlog.
Breezy's a Knicks vlogger, not a Nets vlogger.
And Mets.
Breezy's a Nets vlogger.
Oh, I see Uncle Breezy.
No, you're talking about somebody else. You're talking about big fan Breezy. Go ahead.
And Tom Thibodeau has been signed to a 3-year extension, so he'll be here for another 3 more years, man. So
damn it!
Yeah, you didn't see that? You didn't know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he been signed. That was in July, bro. Yeah, they extended because hey, they had to sign him, man. I mean, you ain't gonna fire a coach, man. That's got your guys going in the right direction.
As with the Nets, to me, like I said when we did breaking down the Atlantic division, this year to me, they're cannon fire.
Mm-hmm.
No more, no less. Sure, they may have gotten a few pieces, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to elevate them.
Yeah, I don't think the Nets are trying to elevate this season. They're trying to elevate for the long term. And the way you build out a team is through the draft. And they have the picks now, thanks to the Knicks partially, and thanks to, more importantly, the Houston Rockets, who gave us our picks back. So the Nets definitely are building for the future. It's not about this year. Now, what I want to see this year is development. And just like the Knicks are talking about their center position, the Nets have to develop their guard position. And specifically, I'm talking about Cam Thomas. So that is one of my main focuses this year with the Brooklyn Nets is what do you have with Cam Thomas? What do you have with Nick Claxton? And what do you have with some of these other pieces who haven't gotten an opportunity per se, like Jalen Wilson, like Noah Clowney? You know what I'm saying? I want to see Day'Ron Sharp get more of an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You got Wofford. So like, let's see some of these players get a little bit more of an opportunity and see what you have. This is a year to see what you have. And then going into the draft, you can say, okay, now I got X, Y, and Z. Bong, bong, bong. Now I know I need this, or this player is going to be a fit. Now you don't have to chase. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
That's true. I agree with everything that you said, Omar. But the thing is, I'm almost 100% so that everybody that was on this roster last year, in terms of the youth players, are going to get burned this year. The only player probably might be in question in terms of how we want to play. Maybe Day'Ron Sharp. Maybe. And the only reason why I say that is because obviously he's a power strength player. He play above the rim on the backboards. He plays in the paint mainly. I think the way that the direction that we're going is mostly speed with Rashawn Claxton, and obviously at some point Clowney is going to be at that fourth spot, starting at the fourth spot when we go along. So I don't really know how Day'Ron is going to fit going forward. I know a lot of people going to want him. Shout out to my man, this Jake Stewie. That's one of his men. Sure. Shout out, yeah. So, but I just don't know exactly how it's going to suit a certain amount of players that we did sign and that we got on like 1 year deals and all that little friendly show me there. So I just don't know.
Yeah, man. I think what the Nets have to do, first of all, you got to figure out, is Jordi Fernandez the right coach? You know what I'm saying? That's like A1, number one. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's gonna have to show the ability to win some games this year. I mean, you're not looking for him to win, 35, 40 games, but don't be bottom of the barrel type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Compete and at least show something, at least show some promise, at least show some development of the young players. And that's the one thing you're looking for, number one. And then, of course, to build off that, you're looking for the development of your young players, like you said. And the third thing the Nets can do is do your goddamn best to get rid of Ben Simmons. That's the third thing they can do, and try to get some of these contracts. Cam Thomas.
Yeah. That's already done. I mean, after this year,
it is done. But I want them gone.
No, but I mean,
I know you want him going now. I wanted him going yesterday.
And you got to think, even if he's healthy and he plays, he's getting away of the development of your young players, because he's not going to be here next year. So if you're gonna play him and he's healthy, he's in the fucking way. Either way, I want him out of here. That's that you have to do that. And then you got to try to shed some of these contracts, like you said earlier with Cam Johnson and DFS. So those are the three things the Nets have to do in this season, in my unpopular opinion. Y'all hit that motherfucking like button. Let's go.
But I mean, but hold on. If you want Ben Simmons to play, but what if he gives you a better chance to tank? You want him to play.
And he's not going to give you a better chance to tank.
I don't know if he's going to give us a better
chance. If he's playing and he's healthy, he's not a bum. He's a bum, but he's not a bum. Like, he's going to play.
The thing is, he's a bum. Yeah. He's a thief. He's a robber. He's a liar. He's a stealer. He's a whole bunch of things. But the thing is, I don't want him out on the court, whether we trying to win or not. Me personally, like, just off the strength of his history. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with him. I don't want him to make another penny in this league. And I mean that. I'm standing on business. I mean that. I mean every word that I say when I say that. I'm not turning back nothing. That's it. Yeah. That's how I said it. You know, so but going forward, I think that the beginning of the season needs to be a firm placement on, all right, we playing these young players. We want to know how we're going to play. We're going to have to add veterans later on once we start getting up and start rising as a team. Mm-hmm. That's years down the line, obviously. But as of right now, this is a youth movement. This is a youth year. We got Killian Hayes, which leads me to believe that we probably won't have a top 3 pick. I didn't say that out loud. But realistically, this is a youth movement, and a lot of the veteran players is going to be moved out the way. That includes Bogdanovich, Ben Simmons, Dorian Finney-Smith. And I think the only player that's going to be here of some age and some relevance is probably Dennis Schroeder, because he likes the young guys, got a good rapport with them. And, you know, he's probably our only best shot that we got at point guard. But I would like to see the ball in guard situation hands of Cam Thomas, because I want to see how he's going to excel as being a lead guard and a lead facilitator at some point. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he can score, but I want to see what else he can do other than score. You know what I'm saying? So, go ahead, Max.
Now we get to the Met elephant in the room. I am really pissed with it. And I'm going to be blunt. Tonight's game was dog crap. Where is the logic in moving Quintana out of his spot in the pitching rotation and putting Severino in there, or even pulling Quintana out for Peterson tomorrow? Not that game's going to get played tomorrow because Hurricane Helene, which is probably going to wipe out both tomorrow's game and Thursday night's game and move those games to Monday anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the Mets didn't show any semblance of plate discipline against Schwellenbach.
Yep. So, do you think, I'm going to ask you this question, because I asked Cave, if the Mets and the Yankees were to meet up in a Subway Series, because I do expect them both to be in the playoffs, who do you think going to win?
On paper, with what we saw during the regular season, the Mets. But again, it depends on how much of a noose the habit that Mendoza has, which is pitcher gambling, is put on.
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
Because what happened tonight is pitcher gambling.
You think the Mets going to beat the Yankees in the World Series?
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
My point is, that's only going to happen if Mendoza's compulsive habit to gamble with his
damn about Mendoza. Ain't beating.
Hell no, to the no, hell to the no.
Mendoza. Mendoza gonna stop judging Soto?
He did before. He can do it again. And besides, my point is, Mendoza needs to get a cap on his hubristic bullpen and pitcher gambling.
You know Mendoza, man. You know what Mendoza is.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him.
Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
You know how many rants I have on him where he basically blows games because of his gambling habit? On my channel alone.
Yeah, man. I get it, man.
I mean, last year I got on Buck's case, but in fairness to Showalter, he had a litany of injuries to deal with and was forced to gamble, and more often than not, it didn't work. Mendoza, on the other hand, doesn't have this issue, and he still gambles.
I know, man. That's why.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
I want winners. I want people that want to win. I'll never forget that rant. Oh man, oh my.
The greatest thing about sports is you play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
All I want is a manager.
And why you out of control, bro?
Less of an erratic gambler and is more than willing to apply actual logic to the situation at hand.
Yo, if you had the Dennis Green one would crown their ass.
Oh yeah. The Dennis Green, you're right. You got the Dennis Green. What about you got the Jim Mora? You got the Jim Mora one. Talk about
playoffs. Allen Iverson practice.
Is it so wrong for me to want a manager who is more than willing to apply logic than he is to gamble, to use his head over his heart?
Man, he trying to win some bread, man. Stop getting mad at that man for gambling, man. He got a wife and kids to feed. He got a wife. He got a girlfriend, a wife on the side. Like he's trying to get.
I just don't like it when he goes so out of his way to be a hubristic moron and make things harder for his own team with his gambles.
Hey, Mets. I mean, in those trades, when they traded them pitchers, did the Mets get some good prospects when they traded like those pitchers?
I mean, I get it with Verlander, Rom, Scherzer. They were basically broken down at that point. Fine, but that was last year. And again, we were forced to do that because Billy Epper was an idiot, sweeping the deficiencies of last year's squad under the rug instead of dealing with them head on.
Mm-hmm.
And then throwing how much of a money launderer Epler is.
Damn, that's big time stuff there, Mets, man. But we're gonna wrap up the show here, man. Appreciate y'all joining in, man. Good conversations tonight, man. Hit that like button, man. Shout out to my man, Big Fan Breezy in the building, man. Definitely appreciate you, bro. We're gonna have to link up, man. I want to do a Nets preview with you guys. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a Nets roundtable. Yeah, me, you, Leaf, maybe get Jay in there. With some of the heavy hitters in the Nets community, man. So definitely appreciate you though, bro, man. Keep up the good work, man. I see you on your way to a G, a K, and definitely, man, I'm gonna help you get there, man. So definitely hit that like button for Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. And go like and subscribe to his page, please. Do that right now.
And also shout out to my man. This is JTV. Follow him on YouTube, Apple Music, and on Spotify. Different World on also on Apple Music and on Spotify, of course. Shout out to him, and shout out to Breeze. I'm definitely going to get back to Nets Visual and the second season of Nets Visual this year. Leaf is the league. Also other basketball games and other marquee games coming soon. I kind of fell out of the WNBA. It was a little bit. I wasn't really good at it.
Liberty won tonight, though. So I mean, we got the dub. So man, shout out to the ladies. Yeah.
And to be fair, and to not be impartial about this podcast, because this is the New York podcast. I would like for the New York Liberty to win it all. However, I was hell bent that the Minnesota Lynx is one of those problematic teams. They just know how to win any kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Collier is definitely defensive player of the year. If she didn't get a vote for MVP, I think they said Angel Reese got a vote for MVP. Somebody has said that. I don't know how true that is, but that I paid close attention to, like late, like the second half of the season, first and the second half of the season, the way they was easily beating Vegas. I saw
Vegas
that.
in a battle right now versus Seattle. It's 66-65.
Yeah, definitely. So, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing what the Liberty can do this year on this playoff run, man. That's going to be big for the city.
Mostly because they're one of the last OG teams, and they still haven't won a title.
Right.
And they couldn't get it done in 3 of the first 4 years against the Comets. Couldn't get it done against Los Angeles. Couldn't get it done against Vegas.
You know what, Mets, man? Like I usually obtain that energy towards the towards the Tangerines, but since you went in that direction, that's 100% true. Absolutely. They couldn't get it done, but hopefully, but they got another opportunity to get it done now, and I'm gonna give them another chance before I give up on you. You know, I'm like Big Al. I've never been a fan of the Knicks, so like everybody know that. So.
And who they have a better chance?
Bless your heart, man.
Son. If you've watched Awful Coaching's
my heart is full and pure.
If you watch anything done by that awful coaching guy, you know he's gone off the deep end, blasting the Fever's coaching staff.
Big time. You got a definitely point about that.
Yeah, man. But we're gonna wrap it up, man. So definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, for tapping in tonight, man, to Heart of the City, man, episode 86. You already know what it is, man. So, fellas, man, tell them where they can find y'all at. Tell them what you got going on for the rest of the week, man, as we roll out of here. Go ahead, Matt.
I've got a couple of baseball games on the weekend. Saturday night, 10:15, Mets versus the Brewers. Sunday afternoon, Yankees against the Pirates. BTI, by the way, unpopular. It's okay if we get people from outside of the BBKSN to join the streams.
Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
I'm just wondering. Because I have a friend from a Jet group from a Jet show I pop up on Tuesdays and Saturdays. That's a Met fan out in Colorado that would want to sit through the game call with me on Saturday.
That's cool. I don't have a problem with it.
All right.
Yep.
I'm actually glad you asked that question, Mets, because this year I'm gonna try to get as many people as I can, as many Nets people as I can to join my streams. Obviously, of course, you Wnba, I have your front center, of course. Anytime when there ain't no foosball games going on, man, I know y'all locked into the Giants. Yesterday couldn't have been a good Monday night for y'all because I watched exactly what happened and I was shocked. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was shocked as hell.
I wasn't shocked. I look, man. I put it out on Twitter last year.
That young man.
I can go back to my Twitter tweets last year, where I said Jaden Daniels was the number 1 quarterback. Even when everybody was saying it was Caleb Williams, I said Jaden Daniels was the number 1 quarterback, and he was the only quarterback that I would take. I was on some Brian Dable shit. He was the only quarterback I would have went out there for. It wasn't Drake May. Cave knows that. Like Jaden Daniels was the only quarterback that I liked in this draft, pretty much. You know, I like Penix too, but you know, I was afraid of Penix injury concerns. But Jaden Daniels, man, was that dude, man. I already knew. I knew he's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a problem for Washington if they protect him and keep him healthy.
I think he's gonna be a problem in that division. I think, listen, the time is ticking. Yeah. The time is ticking on. Well, I ain't gonna say y'all because we already went through.
We're young. We're the second youngest team to the Packers, to you guys,
to us. Yeah, y'all the second youngest team to us. But I will say in terms of Dallas and Philly, y'all better they better get their shit together because the best quarterback in that division at the end of this year may very well be Jaden Daniels. So the thing is, man, they better clean it up. But I was very shocked last night. But definitely youtube.com/athlete4788. I am trying to go all in as much as I can this year on a lot of hoops, a lot of basketball, Rutgers basketball, man. We ain't doing no Knickerbocker games, man, at all. I don't approve of nothing that this.
Unless they're playing the Nets.
Oh yeah. I gotta do the Nets, even though they trash, man. I take our trash over anything the Knicks is promoting on any day because they not. They fooled me in the '90s, bro, and they're not gonna fool me again. No, I'm not sticking with that. So, definitely shout out to this JTV. Shout out to my Nets family, big fan Breezy, everybody over there. As many names as I could put, man. I ain't gonna remember everybody. Of course, NYG. Rutgers basketball is coming soon. Leaf is the league. I'm gonna do opening night of the NBA. On Leaf is the league episode. I'm do opening night. Anybody that want to join in, man. Whatever fan you was watching the games. I'm trying to figure out the market games. Try to get some preseason games, man, because I ain't go live in a minute, and I ain't do no 2-hour, 2.5 hour straight streams in a minute. I might even bring Cave up and might do a bum ass Knicks game, man, just to call it.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'm going to show up. I ain't going to show up to no intramural games for the Nets. That's intramural, bro.
I mean,
wow.
Intramural, bro. It's cool. I mean, with all four of your fans, you know?
It's cool. But listen, I want to make sure you show up, man, when the next season is about to come doing the ultimate demise. Yeah, and then we can sit in here together, and then I could hold, and then we could go to the screen front and center, and I could point to every play and be like, see that right there? That's why you lost. See that right there?
Just know that these colors don't run, bro. That's all. Be there all day.
No, you saying
colors don't run.
Those colors don't win neither.
Those colors win, bro.
Those colors don't win neither. But definitely. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to NYG Mets. Shout out to Man-Cave. Shout out, of course, Lou, Pat. Appreciate it. Yesterday, that was a dope ass stream. Yesterday, me and Cave did with Pat and everything.
Yeah,
that game was a bullshit wash. That was nothing. But the other game yesterday, that was a pretty good game. Looking forward to this weekend. I may start pack them up this weekend. I don't care. I'm wondering how I feel about it, man, because there's so many football podcasts. But I may start it. I'm not too confident about this game going into Minnesota. We might get the hell beat out of us. I ain't gonna lie to you, but we got to do it. So I mean, appreciate all y'all. I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna get y'all on the flip side. Y'all stay up.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Leaf, man. Cave, tell them where they can find you at, bro. Tell them what you got going on for the rest of the week.
You can find me at the Man-Cave podcast on YouTube, the Man-Cave _Escott at Twitter. And tomorrow, please tap in tomorrow. I'll be going live tomorrow at 7:30 doing Knicks at Night Talk, talking about the injury concerns of the Knicks with Randall and Robinson. Yeah. So I'll be in there at 7:30 tomorrow talking some real basketball about a real team, a real contender, the real team of New York. You know what I'm saying? You already know how it goes. 7:30 tomorrow, man. Tune into that. And then Thursday night, of course, I'll be with the Big Blue Crew Sports Network doing, of course, the Cowboys and the Giants game. So you'll find me there. Then Friday, with my brother NYG, we're doing the Black Top podcast.
Yeah, we're doing the Black Top. Mm-hmm.
We'll be there for the Southeast Division breakdown. So make sure you tap in that on Friday night. And then on Saturday, I'm going to probably try to do one of those earlier games, like 3 or 4 o'clock games, pick which one of them to do the college football. Then, at nighttime, that big Georgia-Alabama game, Pat's going to do that, but I'm more like I'm going to be on that one too. Georgia-Alabama game. And then on Sunday, Giants Convo, and we're going to be streaming the game on Sunday too. And also this season, man, it's Duke basketball, college basketball, when they come in, I'm going to be Duke basketball, the real team from 8 miles. The real team from 8 miles away. The real team from 8 miles, the Duke Blue Devils, royalty. You know how that goes. So I'm going to be tapping the Duke basketball this year, man. So, yeah, that's where you'll find me at, man. And one more thing, everybody, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also, subscribe to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Subscribe to Unpopular Opinion Sports NYG, my show, the Man-Cave Podcast, Mets 2128, Big Pat, Sports Talk, G Nation South Sports with Big Lou, Wales to New Jersey, Miz in the midday, Mac the Giants fans, Zion's in it, and the rest of the Big Blue Crew Sports, Classified 3F with Joel, and also Leaf Diggy and stuff like that. So please subscribe.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Yes, subscribe and hit that like button, man, for me, myself, Unpopular Opinion Sports, S God, aka the Man Cave, and Mets 2128, aka Snarf. Now, catch me, as Man Cave said, Blacktop Podcast Friday night. We will be previewing the Southeast Division in the NBA. These NBA previews up until the start of the regular season, man. So definitely tap into that, man. It's been excellent conversation, excellent show so far. We've knocked down the Atlantic Division and the Central Division. Now, also Giants conversation. This week it will be at its normal time. The Giants game, I believe, is in the afternoon.
Thursday night.
No, Giants on Thursday.
Thursday night, but the following week, I mean, is in the afternoon. Now, that week 5 is what I'm talking about. That week, I will be doing the Jets Minnesota game at 9:30 in the morning. That is the London game. So I will be up calling that game. I've been doing this for the past couple years, so definitely catch me up calling that London game. And then we will get into Giants conversation, and then the Giants game, I believe, will be later on. So I will be on that call as well. But so it'll be a little different when the games are in the morning, because I am the morning person for the Big Blue Crew Sports Network when it comes to play calling. Now, also, Heart of the City, man. We're going to keep Heart of the City rolling. I want to get into some other cities. So if you guys have a city you live in, a city you're from, and you want to talk about it, I want to get into that. I want to kind of compare, and we won't just talk sports. We'll talk food, we'll talk culture, we'll talk some different things. So if you know somebody that's interested in talking about their city, tell them to hit me up. Unpopular Opinion Sports. Where is my email at? I have to go to this other tab. But tell them to hit me up. There it is. Tell them to hit me up. You can email me right there, Unpopular Opinion Sports. So definitely want to expand this show and get some more people involved with Heart of the City, man. Because everybody got a heart. Every city got a Heart of the City. You know what I'm saying? It's not just New York, man. We just that's our town. That's where we from. That's what we love, man. So, but other than that, like you said, tap into the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Tap into Mets. Tap into the Man Cave. Tap into the Miz and the Midday. You know, Big Pat Sports Talk. G Nation Inside Sports, Classified 3F with Joe, the whole crew.
And Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports.
Coach will be back soon. Definitely. We had to hold Coach down tonight, pause, but he will be back soon. And definitely he is on the mend. So shout out to Coach, man. Send your wishes to my brother, Coach Ed Gladney. And again, man, we missed Coach's Corner tonight, man. But you know, we tried to hold it down with the WNBA. Vegas 77-70 right now over Seattle. So hopefully they will close out Seattle, and then I want to see this Vegas New York series. That's gonna be one of the best in the WNBA, I believe. It might be one of the best in sports, man. It's been a little bit of a rivalry here. So
get there though.
Yep, they got to get there. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But right now, Vegas with the 1-0 lead in the series and 77-70 up on Seattle with 3 minutes and 14 seconds left.
If anyone wants to find me, you can find me at an underscore right there, youtube.com/Mets2128, or at Twitter _StingsDisciple2.
All righty. Definitely appreciate you, man. And we are going to get up out of here, man. So until next time, y'all, deuces.
This has been a Big Blue Crew Sports Network production.